Bit Squad, welcome back to the channel for a little altcoin news. Today we're going to be talking about the markets, the Litecoin halving, or halving as some may call it. We're also going to be talking about Coinbase exploring new assets. Is your coin going to go on Coinbase? We're going to tell you IOST has a new roadmap and TRON's got plans to go to the moon through the sun. We're going to tell you what that means here in a bit. Don't forget, before we get into the video, to go ahead and subscribe, like, and comment to this video and all the videos in July and August for your maximum number of entries to our $1,000 decentralized crypto giveaway. So, okay guys, we did a Bitcoin news video earlier today. We talked about all the stuff going on with the parabolic move that Bitcoin made over the last 24 hours. It's kind of calmed down a little bit, but if you want to check out that video, you can do that above by clicking the link. So here we go, guys. We got the market cap coming in at $306 billion. Bitcoin dominance about to pierce 68%. Not great for the altcoins. So we go down the top 10 here, and nothing inside of the top 10 as far as altcoins go are up more than 1.5%. So here we go. Let's look at the biggest winners of the day. TRON Classic looks like a classic pump and dump to me. Here we go, coming in at 218% gains. Don't think that can possibly be real. ABBC coin doing well. Quant, Digibyte having a huge run up today. And Decred on the heels of getting announced it may be going on Coinbase. Biggest losers of the day, we have Aurora, UNetwork, Solve, Verge, and Zcoin. Head on over to Coin360. You guys can see what the market's looking like. Not a lot of dark green today. Digibyte and Ravencoin both doing pretty well. Looks like ABBC coin, Decred, Quant. Those are some of the bigger gainers of the day. So here we go, guys. BitBoyCrypto.com, my brand new news website, is doing phenomenal, guys. Getting a lot of traffic on the website. Big shout out to anybody that's going there and checking out the stories and things like that. If you want to check out BitBoyCrypto.com, you can do that by clicking the link above. So here we go, guys. Let's check out our first story on BitBoy Crypto. Coinbase exploring support for several new altcoins. Now, what is this about? Well, Coinbase announced they have a lot of different altcoins, 8 to be exact. We're going to look at all 8 of those. We got Algorand, Cosmos, Dash, Decred, MATIC, Harmony, Ontology, and Waves. Now, what do all of those have in common? Well, they're some of the more popular altcoins on Binance. All 8 of these are on Binance. Now, Algorand, we recently did a review of. If you want to check out our Algorand review, you can check that out right above. And, you know, I told you guys, I think this is a very legitimate project. And then only 2 weeks later, boom, we got it possibly going on Coinbase. Now, we have to say possibly because we don't know for sure that any of these are actually going to go on. Why? Well, because Coinbase has to go through many different regulatory hurdles to get them onto their exchange, because it's a United States exchange and they have to keep everything in the right jurisdiction, all regulated. They got to dot all of the I's, cross all the T's, and things like that. So definitely, I expect many of these to go on, maybe all of them, but they hit a snag. It will probably only be due to the fact that there is a lot of regulation they have to go through. So what is Coinbase doing here by trying to get these coins? Well, I think they're trying to eat into Binance. They're trying to pull some of the popular altcoins. They're preparing for September, when US customers will no longer be able to create accounts, or if you've done KYC on Binance and you're a United States customer, you'll have to move to a different exchange. Coinbase is lining that up, guys. That's what this is about, 100%. They're making some very smart moves here, and we'll just have to see, will it pay off for Coinbase? I'm not sure, but I want to know, which one of these coins are you the most excited about seeing go on Coinbase? I'm going to go ahead and drop what I think are probably the top 4. I'm going to go ahead and say Algorand, Ontology, MATIC, and I'm going to go ahead and say Dash, probably because it's been around the longest. I'm going to drop those 4 down below in a poll. You go ahead and click which one you are the most excited about, or if I can, I'm not sure how many choices I can add. If there's a 5th one, I'm going to put other, and you can click that if you're not interested in one of those 4. So, okay, guys, let's move on to the Litecoin halving. Here we go. We got Litecoin halving comes and goes. Only 1,457 days until the next one. So there is a website where you can check out the amount of days until the next Litecoin halving. Showed this earlier today on the Bitcoin news video. But here we go. Litecoin halving happens. Are we rich yet? And as you can see in the intro video meme I did, it was kind of a disappointment today. Now, we didn't expect the price today to run up way up because of the halving. Now, if you didn't know, the Litecoin halving is when the block rewards for mining are cut 50%. So they went down from 25 Litecoins per block to 12.5 Litecoins per block. Bitcoin and its halving next year in 2020 will be going from 12.5 Bitcoins down to 6.25 Bitcoins per block mined. Now, a lot of people think that this means the price is going to go up. Now, we've seen an incredible run from Litecoin compared to a lot of other altcoins. We've seen it go from $30 in January to $120 in June. That's insane. That's a 4x gain in the stock world. That would be unprecedented. But for crypto, it's just run of the mill. But people thought that in July, we would keep going up all the way up to the halving, because what we see with the Bitcoin halving is we see the price go up, the halving happens, we have a bit of a dip, and then we see the price continue to go upwards. Well, it doesn't work that way traditionally with Litecoin, as shown in this chart here from Twitter, MS2DR, at MSharos. Have no idea who this guy is, but he makes a good point here. He says, what happened during the last Litecoin halving? Or halving, I can't ever figure out which one I want to freaking say. Today I'm saying halving. I was saying halving before, but I don't know how much you guys care about what I say, but I'm going to say halving for right now. So the last time there was a halving, 581 days of a downtrend, 87% loss in Satoshi value. Will history repeat itself? Well, I certainly hope not. And I know Litecoin investors also are hoping that this is not what is going to happen. A lot of people, were not even into crypto back then when the last Litecoin halving happened. So, okay, guys, let's move on here. Will TRON Sun Network send TRON to the moon? Now, I'll admit, I just came up with this title because I wanted to use sun and the moon in the same sentence. I've been waiting a long time to do that. But the long and the short of it is, TRON has this thing called the Sun Network plan. And part of this plan is going to be they are going to make it more scalable. It's going to be 100 times more scalable. And they're even touting unlimited capacity. Specifically, it will provide unlimited capacity for TRON main network to support the growing number of transactions. Some of the things that this upgrade will do, it will allow free transactions, dApp support, 100 times lower fees, and faster confirmations for transactions. Also, smart contracts will also have a longer execution time. Now, TRON is very confident in this, and we hope that they're going to be able to get their transactions per second up even higher. We do know that TRON is a pretty used network, a lot of complaints about it, a lot of skeptics, a lot of critics, but TRON does have a pretty robust platform right now that people are using. So I don't know, will this silence the critics? I said in the article, maybe it will, lower the decibel level a little bit. Maybe not. We'll just have to see how it all works out. I know Justin probably didn't do himself any favors by naming it after himself, because I know people don't necessarily like that. But you know what? On a side note, I'm really wondering what is going to happen with Justin Sun. We talked about the US-China trade war, how that affected Bitcoin. We talked about how it affected the Warren Buffett launch, in my opinion. And I don't know, will we see Justin Sun step back a bit? I don't know. It's just something to monitor. This was kind of a cool story, I thought. Tezos co-creator, latest to join the Founders Pledge. So the Founders Pledge, not to be outdone by the Giving Pledge, is basically two different groups where they've gotten wealthy entrepreneurs or people who just come for money to pledge to give a large portion of their income or their earnings or their current wealth to charity, to basically show that you can be philanthropic and make social change. So I think that's cool. I think that, giving is definitely something that I like. I used to run a nonprofit. I love the fact that there's people out there trying to help other people. The interesting part about this story is Kathleen Brightman, the co-creator of Tezos, she's gonna eventually donate millions of dollars, hopefully, but she doesn't have any right now. Now, I'm sure she has money to live on. Sure, she's making money somewhere, but she has basically $17 million coming to her from the initial Tezos ICO, and then another 68 million Tezos, which is worth about $97 million today, that should be coming to her in the future, and she's pledged to donate 15% of that. So good for her, and hopefully the price of Tezos in 4 years, when she's set to receive all that, will be higher than it is now, or at least the same. Hopefully it won't go lower, because there's definitely a lot of charities out there that could use that money. I definitely thought that was a cool story when, we talk about ICOs, we talk about cryptocurrency, we talk about a lot of yacht parties and strippers and hookers and Coke and all this stuff. Like, those are the things we hear, a bunch of memes, you guys know, but that's because there were a lot of ICOs that took the money and ran, and that's actually what they were using their money on. They thought the money would never end, and then of course they all got in a very terrible spot, or at least a lot of them. So it's refreshing to see something like this, a story from Kathleen Brightman about her being willing to give up some of her earnings, a large considerable portion. So lastly but not leastly, the leastly of these, IOST unveils new roadmap, and it's called the IOST Back to the Moon plan. Not back to the future, but back to the moon. It's like going back to the future, except instead of the future, you're going to the moon. That's where we're gonna go. Now, I'm not sure if this will send IOST off into the moon sunset. What do you call the moon sunset? Do you still call it a sunset? I literally have no idea. I don't know if it's going to send it back to the moon, but I would certainly like to see it send it back to 2 cents. That would be good. Maybe even 50 cents. I tell you what, when we get to 50 cent, we got to bring 50 cent in to do an IOST wrap. We got to do it, right? That sounded so stupid, but you know what? It would be a party. We can make it happen. So here we go. We have the new roadmap called the Back to the Moon plan, and basically consists of 2019. It's Q3 and Q4. If you didn't know, IOST has been one of the few projects that's actually been able to stay ahead of its roadmap when it was still in development. It completed the roadmap, and so we needed some new ideas on where this project should go. We have confidence in the team that they will get it there. We just need to know what's the direction. So basically Q3 and Q4, there's going to be a lot to do with the mainnet. There's going to be a large focus placed on the sharing economy. We told you guys last week, the decentralized finance is definitely something, and staking is definitely something that IOST is heavily focused on, because that's one of the great things about this project. You can get up to 30% rewards if you vote for my node. Other nodes are giving away similar rewards, most of them less than me, because hey, I give away the best because I'm the greatest. You guys know that. But I thought this was pretty cool when it comes to this right here, the mainnet update coming in Q4. They want to get make it where you can launch an IRC20, which is the equivalent of an ERC20 for an Ethereum. It is an IRC20, an IOST token coined by one click. We got to come up with BitBoy coin. You guys know that. We got to make it happen. We will. Gonna definitely get that token out to you guys when this comes out. You can launch a chain on IOST with one click. They're going to try to finish the initial IOST technology mass adoption plan, which is really cool. More innovations in the staking economy. So these are some of the things that we're going to be looking for. They did highlight the initial cross-chain development and initial sidechain deployment, or excuse me, initial cross-chain and sidechain deployment. If you don't know what sidechains are, it's basically a way to kind of unclog the main chain. They're chains that are built onto the side. So basically everything isn't running on top of each other. So that's going to be something that I think is going to be big for IOST, because I do think with a lot of the gaming stuff that's going on with IOST right now, I think that's going to be big for this project. You're going to get a lot of transactions. You're going to get a lot of traffic when it comes to games and things like that. So definitely something to watch out for. So that is all we got for you guys today. Don't forget to smash the like button. Don't forget to comment for your chance to win $1,000 in crypto and prizes. We will talk to you guys tomorrow. BitBoy out.